Well, hello there, everybody. I had the privilege of teaching the J-term class entitled Young Scholars, Future Physicians. And this class is designed for students who have given prayerful consideration to glorifying God as a physician. We learned about different specialties of medicine as we traveled on site. We observed physicians in practice, we engaged in question and answer sessions, and we researched training requirements in order to become a physician. Let me take you through a short journey, just a glimpse of what we were able to do. This is Dr. Caprio. She's an anesthesiologist. Her job is to make people unconscious so that when they're being operated on, they don't feel a thing and they don't know a thing. And this is Christian Baracco watching her. Dr. Fisher is an ophthalmologist. That means that he works on eyes. We were able to go in, watch him actually make an incision in the eyeball, pull out the lens, and put in a new one. Dr. Ritter, he's a surgical oncologist, which means that he works with people who have cancer. They come to him, he's able to cut them open, cut out the cancer, and hopefully get it all. Dr. Bertram, he's an orthopedic surgeon. That means that he works on joints. Most of you know that I'm a runner, so that someday when I need a new hip, he'll be able to cut me open and saw mine out and put a new one in. Dr. Kano is a doctor of dentistry, and he invited our students to come in and he talked with them about how to run a business. Dr. Meritato, he's an ER physician. I had students going in and observing him, following him around in the middle of the night just to see what came through the doors. Mrs. Martinez, she's a pharmacist. She works at NCH Hospital, and she showed us how medications are administered intravenously through IVs. There is so much that we experienced that I just don't have time to go into. But all of these doctors that I just named have one thing in common. They're here to serve a name, not to make a name. Every single one of you, except for 28, enter my classroom every single day, and you all see this picture. But it's not the picture, it's the words that will change your life. The purpose of college is not just to get a good job and ensure your financial future. Rather, it is to discover a vocation, to identify a field of study in and through which you can serve Christ as your Lord. Whatever you choose to do in life, your vocation, it's an overall calling from God. Physicians, being that this is what we studied, see, they're marked with intellectual and professional excellence. And that opens the door of high positions and influence. If you're in a position of high influence, and you keep in the forefront of your mind that you're here to serve a name and not make one, you will greatly impact people by your attitude of serving them.
Being a part of Young Scholars, Future Physicians has prepared me for life in many ways.
Going into this J-term, I thought I wanted to go into one field, and then coming out after changing my mind a bunch of different times, I decided I wanted to go into something completely different. And the only way I would have decided on that is by going in and seeing the surgeries and talking to the professionals about it.
Many of the doctors told us that they didn't get that kind of exposure until medical school, and I think it's a great thing that we got to do this early, because going to medical school, wanting to be a surgeon, and then finally getting in the operating room and deciding that you can't be in an operating room, like you can't handle it, all that hard work would be wasted.
We visited a lot of professions, and coming in, I wanted to be an optometrist, but after I saw Dr. Fisher's surgery, I actually liked ophthalmology.
It prepared me for leadership by showing me that each person, whether a doctor, nurse, ophthalmologist, anesthesiologist, or surgeon, they must be thoroughly prepared for their given task. Not only is each of them educated and trained, but each also must be mentally and physically ready to effectively fulfill his or her responsibilities.
In the end, if you work hard for it, you can accomplish your goal, and in the end, you also help a lot of people, whether it's with the hip or the eyes or just in general health care. So, and also college is not only to get eventually a good GPA and things, but it's also to use it for God's purpose.
talking to the Christian surgeons and doctors really showed me that the medical field is one of the only fields, or one of the best fields, I should say, to show your faith to all the patients that you see, because they're in really difficult positions, so you can really show your faith to them.
God has called us to be leaders. Colossians 3:23, it says, "Whatever you do, work heartily as if working for the Lord and not for men."
So whatever it is that you choose to do, I encourage you to penetrate your profession with the gospel of a Christian worldview. Learn how to be a Christian doctor, a Christian school teacher, a Christian lawyer, a Christian business person, whatever it is that God has called you to use your gift and talents to do. Impact the world with the fruits of your salvation, those good deeds, so that you can bring God's message of hope, peace, and reconciliation to your profession. I look forward to whoever wants to join me.